Hello and welcome, I'm BluenoseLJ. This is a quick news update video. Yesterday I did a match preview for Fleetwood Town versus Everton in the third round of the Carabao Cup tonight. In that video I said that it was very likely that Carlo Ancelotti would pick Lewis Gibson as the centre-back to either pair alongside Mina or Keane. Now, after that video was done, news has come out that Lewis Gibson has been allowed to leave on loan and has joined Reading for the season. So obviously he won't be available for tonight's game against Fleetwood. That means that we have two fit centre-backs, Mina and Keane. So obviously that is very likely that they are going to be the pairing that starts tonight. Obviously, last week when Branthwaite went off, Lucas Digne came in and was played at centre-back, but I highly doubt that Carlo Ancelotti is going to start Digne as the centre-back. So I would expect, unless anything else happens in the meantime, Mina and Keane to be our two centre-backs for tonight. But that also means that Everton have literally just two fit centre-backs, with Branthwaite out injured for probably up to 4 weeks, and Holgate out, could be up until the end of November. So I cannot see Everton allowing Lewis Gibson to leave Everton on loan and leave Everton with just two fit centre-backs if we don't have plans to bring somebody in. Now, I have said in past videos that I fully expected Everton to bring in a centre-back as probably cover for Holgate, Keane and Mina. But obviously with Holgate being injured, and Lewis Gibson being allowed to leave, and obviously Branthwaite being injured last week, we really are in desperate need now of bringing in a centre-back. And I really do think that whereas before I thought that we would bring cover in, I'm totally positive that we will bring in somebody before the end of the transfer window. Now, today we have been linked with Jean-Claire Tadibo from Barcelona. He is 20 years old. He played 4 games for Barcelona, and then he played last season on loan at Schalke, but he only played 8 games. Now, I don't really know too much about him. He is young. He's only 20 years old. I don't know if this is going to be the kind of cover that we require. It is a loan deal that is the rumour, not a permanent deal. Now, this may be something that we're looking at. I'm not too sure. News obviously will come out more in the next couple of days, I would expect. There's still a week or so left of the transfer window, but with only 2 fit centre-backs, we are quite in need. If anything happened to Mina or Keane, especially with Mina being a little bit injury prone, I would suggest that we need somebody in quite quickly. Obviously, in the last few days, I've done videos that we were linked to Unai Nunes of Atletico Bilbao and Gleison Bremer of Torino. We're also still the possibility of Fikayo Tomori from Chelsea. All of these, I think, would be loan deals. Now, Chelsea have put out that they have quite a few of their defenders who possibly may be allowed to leave in this transfer window. One of those being Rudiger, and another one, obviously, Kurt Zouma, who was on loan at Everton a couple of seasons ago. So I would, I don't know whether I would take Zouma back. I'm not too sure. Probably not. I think at the moment, maybe I take that back. I wouldn't have at the beginning of the season with what we had, but with the injuries, maybe I would look at a possible loan deal for him. Rudiger, I would be interested in. I think Everton if that was maybe, that would probably be a permanent deal for Rudiger. I can't imagine that Chelsea would just allow him to go out on loan. I don't know. We are going to need a centre back, maybe even two. But we are definitely going to need a centre back. Maybe Rudiger or Zuma would be a possibility for us. Maybe one of the others that I've mentioned. But I think we need somebody of a quite high class. Personally, I think that we shouldn't just be bringing in a cover. I think after the start of the season that we've had, we are really one or two team players away from being a really top quality 11, and probably only three, maybe four players away from being really top quality squad capable of challenging for that top four spot. So I personally would like to bring in a centre back that would challenge, not just be cover for Keane, Mina. I think Holgate, when he's back, will be our number one centre back. And I'd like to bring in a really strong, even if it was, I think Branthwaite is probably going to be a long-term solution there. Maybe Lewis Gibson as well, after he goes out on loan, maybe for a season or two. But maybe even somebody older, 33, somebody with with a lot of experience, and who could go fit straight in as probably the number one or number two centre back. That's what I would like to see anyway. And I think if we did get that, somebody stronger than Keane, somebody stronger than Mina, maybe, or at least kind of on their level to push them, and rather than just being cover, I think that we would have a really strong defense. And when you look at the 11 players that we've got, the 11 that started against Spurs and West Brom, when you bring in Mason Holgate back into that fold, that 11 is very strong. Now, I don't know if we've necessarily got the squad in order to compete for top four. Definitely for top six, I think. But if we could bring in a centre back that could challenge for the number one spot there, and maybe a right back. But I don't know. I don't know. Coleman has had a really good start to the season. Personally, I still think that he's got a year or two left in him. I am worried about Dominic Calvert-Lewin if he gets injured. I'm a bit worried that Keane isn't going to be strong enough to be able to take the centre forward position and be a replacement for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Keane has to do that tonight and has to show us that, I think. But I think we're close. We've with the three signings that we brought in, we're so close. I think it would be a shame now to stop. I'd really like to bring in a really strong centre back, and the intentions are clearly there by allowing Lewis Gibson to go out on loan, that we are going to bring in a centre back. I fully trust in Carlo Ancelotti after what he has done with the three signings that he's brought in. Well, and obviously Nkunku as well. That was another quality signing. He's going to be a top quality left back. You can see that already. With those four signings, I fully have trust in Carlo Ancelotti. It's something that I don't think I've had in a manager for quite a long time, probably since David Moyes. Yeah, I will trust him. He knows what he's doing. So I will trust that the centre-back that he brings in is the kind of centre-back that he feels is required. Whether that is a loan for somebody like Jean-Claire Todibo as a cover, and he feels that Keane and Mina are strong enough as a centre-back pairing, obviously with Holgate out at the moment. I'll trust that. I'll go with it. But yeah, so the news is that I think we're definitely going to be bringing in a centre-back. I'm quite interested to see who that will be. I also just want to quickly mention, obviously, David Moyes being tested positive for COVID-19. I wish him a speedy recovery from that, and hope that there are no serious side effects there. I still have fond memories of David Moyes, and obviously I don't wish that on anybody, but I do have fond memories of David Moyes, and I wish him a speedy recovery. Thank you very much for watching this video. It was just a quick one to give an update regarding, obviously, the transfer of Lewis Gibson and the possible incomings. Really looking forward to the game tonight. Excited for maybe a progression to the next round, where we're going to be obviously playing West Ham. So thank you very much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.